Hi everyone. In class we've been working with piecewise functions and in this video we're going to actually write a piecewise function from a graph. We've been evaluating them and graphing them, and so now we're going to have a graph and we're going to work backwards. I'm also going to graph another piecewise function in here that's a little more difficult than what we're used to. Okay, remember that a piecewise function is going to have a function, like we'll call this one f of x, equals. I know that there are going to be two pieces to this function because I have this horizontal line that goes to here, and then I have another line that goes through here. All right, so we're going to kind of work backwards. We're going to do the interval first. So for instance, this is at x equals 2. So where x is equal to or greater than 2, greater than or equal to 2, I'm going to have one line. And when x is less than 2, I'm going to have a different line. Right? I love horizontal lines because if you just extended this line, I could see that it would go through the y-axis at 1. Right? So this is the equation, y equals 1, or f of x equals 1. Now on this one down here, we can get both slope and y-intercept. We can see that it crosses the y-axis at -1, -2, -3, at -4. And it has a positive slope because it goes to the right and it goes up 1 over 1. So our function here is going to be x minus 4. And we've written our piecewise function. Some add the word if in here, but otherwise we're done. Okay, let's go ahead and graph this. I'm assuming that it's going to look like that there. I don't know what happened to the rest of this. But here we go. So we have 3 pieces, and we have at 0. So I'm going to go ahead and put in this, and at -7, which is here. Okay, and where x is less than -7, I have the line -x minus 4. So I'm going to go ahead and put -7 into here, which is going to be +7. If I put a -7 in for x, a negative times a negative is a positive. So 7 minus 4 is 3. So at -7, x would be 3 on this function. But it doesn't include 3. So I'm going to leave an open circle, and then my slope is going to be a negative slope, so it's going to go this direction. So I'm going to go over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1, and go this way. Okay. Now the middle one has a -7 to 0, so I'm going to put -7 in. It'll be -35. Wow, minus, so -36. That's going to be really hard to draw. So I know that it doesn't include that. So at -7, here's what they do sometimes, and we'll just use that, I guess, is we're going to go down, and it's just going to keep going down till we get to -36. Yeah, and it's not going to let me write it, so I don't know why. -36. Okay, so I'm going to have an open circle there. And then if I put a 0 in there, that'll be at -1, and it's going to include that one. And so it's going to go from way down there all the way up to there. And then where x is greater than 0, I have this line 2x plus 1. So I'm going to put a 0 in there, and that would be at 1. It's not going to be there, and then it goes up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, and we have this function. And notice we have 2 jump discontinuities. So if you would, graph this and see if you can graph this on a piece of paper in your notebook, in your composition notebook, and we'll grade it tomorrow. All right, see you in class.